Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for some more Witcher content. With the second season in production, I thought it might be fun to do some Season 1 specific content to go along with the rewatch of the series. So I thought of this new series, One Meaningful Change, where I will highlight one specific change the show has made per episode and analyze the meaning behind the change and what impact it has on the adaptation as a whole. For Season 1, Episode 1, I've chosen to focus on a change that seems small at first, but actually has a lot of thematic importance: Renfri's brooch. Now, I'm sure most of you are familiar with the meme featuring Geralt's smiling sword, and many of you already know that the smiley face is actually Renfri's brooch. But why does Geralt still have the brooch after all that time? That's not something he did in the books. What is the show trying to tell us by including the brooch in the story? Let's start with a quick recap of the episode. From a very high level, the synopsis of the plot is almost exactly the same as in the short story, The Lesser Evil. Geralt arrives in Blaviken with a freshly killed Kikimora. After being told there is no bounty for the monster, Geralt is directed to the tower of the town sorcerer and meets Stregobor. Stregobor tells Geralt that he's hiding in the tower because a woman named Renfri has been tracking him down and wants to kill him. He goes on to say that Renfri was born under an eclipse during an event known as the Black Sun, which prophesied the birth of 60 cursed girls who would bring about the extinction of the human race. Stregobor and other wizards killed, imprisoned, and experimented on many girls who were born around the time of the Black Sun, and Renfri is one of the girls who managed to escape and now vows revenge. Stregobor attempts to hire Geralt to kill Renfri for him, explaining that the girls are mutants, resistant to magic, and have violent tendencies, and that killing her would be the lesser evil. But Geralt doesn't buy it and rebuffs the offer, saying, "Evil is evil. Lesser, greater, middling, makes no difference. The degree is arbitrary, the definition blurred. If I'm to choose between one evil and another, I'd rather not choose at all." After leaving the tower, Renfri confronts Geralt. She explains her side of the story, telling Geralt that she is justified in seeking vengeance on Stregobor for his part in what happened to her. Renfri tells Geralt that killing Stregobor would be the lesser evil, but once again, Geralt rejects the idea. He tells Renfri that she should just let Stregobor go, to show everyone that she is not the monster Stregobor makes her out to be. They then spend the night together, but Geralt wakes up to find Renfri is gone and deduces that she and her men have gone to the market to attack the villagers until Stregobor leaves the tower. Geralt rushes over and dispatches Renfri's men before they can begin their slaughter. Renfri won't let Geralt stand in the way of her revenge and attacks him. Geralt kills Renfri in return. Stregobor shows up saying that he wants to perform an autopsy on Renfri to study her, but Geralt refuses. The townspeople have now fully turned against Geralt for his violent methods, and he is forced to leave town. Many of the differences between the original story and this adaptation, unsurprisingly, involve Renfri as a character. Some details of her backstory were cut. For example, in the books she was more of a Snow White-esque character, who even lived with 7 gnomes for a time. She also had an alias, Shrike, from when she was a feared bandit. Some other fun details were also lost, but the show's writers chose to actually emphasize other parts of Renfri's backstory, and this is where the brooch comes in. In both versions of the story, Stregobor tells of how Renfri was sent into the woods with a man who was supposed to kill her, only for them to later find his corpse, with Renfri's brooch embedded in his head. In the original book story, Stregobor explains that the man likely tried to take advantage of Renfri, which gave her the opening to kill him instead. This would make the brooch a symbol of Renfri's cunning, viciousness, and self-sufficiency, as the brooch set her free and allowed her to follow the path she's currently on. In the show, however, Renfri contradicts this telling. When Geralt brings up that she killed the thug sent to kill her, she sarcastically responds with my mother's brooch, and raises her eyebrows at him. In this shot, we can very easily see that she is currently wearing a fine brooch, subtly implying that this is the same brooch that should be in her attacker's head. She then explains that the man actually took advantage of her, robbed her, and then let her go, leaving us with the not-so-subtle implication that Stregobor lied about the situation to turn Geralt against Renfri. Can we really trust his description of Renfri torturing animals and violently lashing out if he could lie about her killing the would-be assassin? This bit of nuance changes Renfri's brooch from a symbol of empowerment and brutality into a symbol of uncertainty and loss. Renfri didn't just snap and become the legendary bandit Shrike as she did in the books. She is still just that girl, that princess, who never got to see what her life might have been, and she references this directly by saying, "I could have been anything." She never asked to have powers or to be part of some prophecy, but others decided that her life would be tragic and violent based on what they thought she was. If you've read the books or seen the show, that description of her life should sound very familiar, since it's also very much in line with Ciri's story. The show really drives this connection home further by explicitly having Renfri make this connection herself, first by comparing herself to Calanthe, Ciri's grandmother, then later through a dream vision where she says that the girl in the woods is Geralt's destiny, which refers both to where Renfri is right now and where Geralt eventually meets Ciri. On top of that, Show Stregobor secretly wishes to take the power of Renfri's mutation for himself, drawing even further parallels with the people that eventually pursue Ciri. It's very important that the start of Ciri's story shares an episode with Renfri's end, as it helps to set up why Geralt would be driven to seek out and protect Ciri in the way that he does. Geralt never really gets over what happened to Renfri, and he takes her brooch so that he can remember his part in it and not repeat the same mistakes. By attaching the brooch to his sword, his blade becomes the metaphorical brooch pin that he can drive into the heads of those who would take advantage of the weak. He chooses to be someone who will protect innocents, even if the innocent are deemed monstrous or dangerous by their birth, as Ciri and Renfri were. And that about sums up my basic thoughts about this episode. I'm sure we could do a deeper dive at some point in the future, if anyone is interested. And that's going to wrap it up for this video. Let me know what you think. Was this video too short? Too long? Would you be interested in tuning in for the rest of the series? Did I miss something that you think should have been brought up? Please let me know down in the comments. Give me a like and subscribe here on YouTube so you can keep up with my future videos. You can also follow me on Twitch, Facebook, and Twitter, and I always try to respond to comments about my videos or on my videos. But anyways, I hope to see you next time.